Hello and welcome guys and welcome to this vlog. And yes, as expected, soon after Diwali, guys, the mock test portal has been made live. As of now, it is live for group 1, which means 4 papers. Subsequently, I think within next 2-3 days, we can expect the mock test paper to go live for group 2, group 3, group 4 as well. Sir, how many mock test papers will be there in the mock test portals? Guys, there are many mock test papers which are there in the mock test portal. You can practice as many mock test papers as you want. So once you sign out of the mock test portal and you sign in again in the same question paper, which is financial accounting, financial accounting paper, you sign in again, you get a fresh mock test paper. If you sign in back in financial accounting, you will get a fresh mock test paper. So there are many mock test papers which are uploaded on the mock test portal. And the best thing is that the portal has been designed exactly in the same manner as you can expect in your December 2021 examination. So yes, the institute is prompt in giving the mock test papers, and mock test portal is live. Now we have to be prompt that leaving aside the celebrations, the festivities, we now have to prepare for December 2021 examination. Absolutely yes, sir. So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate how the mock test portal works. So this is the website, guys. I enter into the student section in the website, and on the student section at the bottom of the page there is online mock test portal. I enter the online mock test portal, then you will get this option of mock test platform. Here you need to put in your login credentials, your course type, and the CAPTCHA code which is given over here. You have to enter all these 3 things. Soon as you put your login credentials, you will get to see this kind of a page. You move towards the bottom of the page and you'll get to see the 4 online mock test practice link which are given over here. Financial accounting, law and ethics, direct taxation, and cost accounting. Now I'll enter the financial accounting paper. This is a login credential page which is asking you a login credential again. You just sign in, okay? You do not put anything over here as of now. This gets you to the instructions page where it is written that, which sign denotes what and how to navigate through the page, how to scroll down, scroll up. Then these are the 4 prime signs which you should know. You have not visited the question paper yet. You have not answered the questions. You have answered the questions. You have answered the questions. You have not answered the question but have marked the question for review. Purple dot represents that. Purple dot and a green inlet dot. This is a very important dot. This represents the question answered and marked for review will be considered for evaluation. So guys, I'll tell you the utilities of these 5 signs when I actually enter into the question paper. So this is how the instructions look like. Of course, you should read each and every point carefully because you should understand how to navigate through this particular system. I'll just press the next button which is given over here. I'll press a next and I move on to the next page, which is subject specific instructions which are given. And yes, the 4 sections which we have already talked about. 20 marks A, 20 marks B, 48 marks C. C contains 12 marks questions, 4 questions, and there's an option out of 6 questions you can attempt 4 questions. So 4 questions of 12 marks each. D, 12 marks, 1 question is there in D. Okay, and this is how the instructions page look like. Now I have to press on the I have read and understood instructions and understand it all. I have to press that and then I have to click on I am ready to begin. Soon as I click on I am ready to begin, my mock test portal opens, and this portal contains the questions which are there for financial accounting. We are at financial accounting. So let's understand this framework first, guys. This framework contains sections: section A, section B, section C, section D. There are 4 sections which are there. We are in section A. This tab tells us that we are in section A, and if we come on to this particular side, section A MCQs, we have 20 MCQs which are there in section A. Each MCQ is for 1 mark each, mark for correct answer 1 and negative mark is 0. There's no negative marking for an incorrect answer. So the advice to you is always answer all the questions. Always answer all the question, whether you know the answer or not, you should answer it because there is no negative marking. But yes, for correct answer we have a 1. Okay, then we have 4 options. We can choose one of the 4 options, whichever option we like, and then we can have 2 options over here. One is save and next. So if you are pretty sure that you are correct on this part, you can click on save and next and you'll go to question number 2. Green represents that you have answered the question. Orange represents that you have not answered the question. Now I am on question number 2. Question number 2, I pick up an answer. And soon as I pick up an answer, I think that I want to come back to this question and I want to revisit this question. Okay, so I'll put mark for review and next. So this will give me a purple dot. Okay, this is a purple dot which is there in question number 2 because I have selected mark for review and next because I want to revisit this question at the end of my paper, at the end of section D. And yes, the best part is you can shuffle between the sections without any time restrictions, without any foundations. So after completing section D, I can come back to section A. That is the beauty of this particular system. Now, one very important thing. So what is represented by this green inlet dot within the purple dot? Okay, green inlet dot within the purple dot. Guys, this represents that suppose after attempting section D, I am unable to come back to this particular question for review, then this answer will be automatically submitted and it will be evaluated. Whether it's correct or incorrect, it will be evaluated. If it's correct, you will get the credit, you will get the marks. If it's incorrect, you won't get the marks. This is what is represented by the purple dot, and in an inlet, there is a green dot. Green dot inlet, purple dot means that the answer is marked for review. Even if it is not reviewed again, it will be auto-submitted once you submit the entire paper. That is the concept. Okay, so I'll answer the questions, and this way guys, I'll answer all the questions and mark my answers as save and next. Since I'm not answering any of the question, therefore the orange dot is coming. I'm putting save and next in all of the parts. So orange dot is coming. Orange dot means you have not answered the questions. I have not answered these questions. Now I want to answer question number 9. If I want to answer question number 9, I'll pick up the answer and I'll do save and next, and question number 9 turns into green. Green dot means you have done the answer. But sir, can we revisit the green dot again? We want to revisit green dot again after attempting section D. Yes, absolutely, you can revisit question number 9 again. Even if you have answered the question and there's a green dot on it, you can revisit it and you can change your answer. So that is how flexible this particular part is. So this is section A, which is entirely MCQ based. 4 options will be given to you and you have to choose one of the correct answer. Now I jump on to section B. For jumping on to section B, I have to first submit section A. Now submitting section A doesn't mean that you are permanently filing your answers. You are filing your answers to the examination committee. Doesn't mean that. You can revisit section A. This submission means that you want to submit as of now the current section A and you will want to move to section B. Yes, you can revisit section A after you put your answers in section B. So submission doesn't mean that this is final submission. Okay, sir. So yes, I want to submit it. Are you sure you want to submit this group? The answer is yes. Are you sure you want to submit this group? The answer is again yes. So I have submitted this particular group. Now I have moved on to section B. Section B is the section where fill in the blanks will be there, and one word answers are expected from you, which are mostly fill in the blanks. So once I put my answer over here, this is how I put my answer over here. And after putting in my answer over here, again same thing. Save and next is the option that you have to choose. I choose save and next, and I'm getting an orange over here. Every time I'm getting an orange over here, this orange is reflecting in my answer sheet. That is how it is becoming orange. If I want to mark for review and then go to next, then I'll mark a review, which means 6 is marked for review. I'll mark a review on 6, and 6 I have not attempted. If I have not attempted, then it will not be auto submitted. Okay, only if I attempt question number 6 and then put mark for review, then it comes as green inlet within purple outlet. Now please note this thing. If I have not written anything, like in question number 7, I have not written anything. Okay, I have not written my answer and I put as mark for review. That will be represented by this violet dot. There is no green inlet in this dot. Why? Because I have not put in any answer. But since I have put in an answer in question number 6, this answer, this tentative answer, which I feel that this is the answer, this will be auto submitted once I will leave this particular paper, or it gets auto submitted, or at the end I forget to come back to question number 6, it will be auto submitted. So please understand the difference between violet dot and having a green inlet green dot. That is how the answers will be color tabulated for you, color coded for you, so that you're able to understand which answer have you attempted and which answer you have not attempted. My earnest request to all of you, please attempt all the questions whether you know the answer or not. Please attempt all of them, because there's no negative marking. All right, let's move on. 7 next. This is how we'll save and next the entire section, and I now want to move on to section number C. So I'm submitting the section B. Yes, I can revisit section B. I have submitted section B. I am saying a yes to submission of section B. Section B is submitted now. Now I move on to the most critical and the most talked about section C. So yes, the model test papers which had come in PDF format earlier had some ambiguities in them, had some questions, open-ended questions in those model test papers, which are resolved by the mock test portal question papers which are released. How? Let's see. This is section C. Section C will contain 6 questions. These are long answer questions. 6 sections will be there. You have to answer any 4 out of the 6 questions. Each question will be for 12 marks each. Each section will be for 12 marks. Each question will be for 12 marks each. These are the 6 questions. Now I want to attempt first question. First question is, the undermentioned error were identified regarding sales. You are required to answer the following question. Give rectification entries for 1 and 2. You have to give the rectification entries. Now, sir, this question, one question contains 4 parts. Please see this. Question 1 contains 4 parts. So in question number 1, which is of 12 marks, you have to attempt 4 subparts. 4 subparts will be there. So marks for correct answer is 4. This part is for 4 marks. Okay. Now I put the rectification entry over here, whatever will be the rectification entry. But please note, I'm not able to put in my answer. I'm not able to put in my answer. Why am I not able to put in my answer? Because out of the 6, I have to select which 4 do I have to answer. For selection, I have to click on this box. Soon as I click on this box gets activated, and then I can put in rectification of error or whatever it is. I have written the accounting entry over here. I can put a space, debit, then the next line to sales account or whatever it is. Okay, whatever it is, I am going to put my accounting entries over here. Soon as I put my accounting entries over here, I'll put it as mark for review or save as next. I'll put save and next. Okay, as soon as I put save and next, I have been redirected to the second part of the first question. This is the second part of the first question. Question number 1, first LAQ, and the second part of this particular question, which is this question. Again, what is the applicable rate for gross profit? You have to compute the applicable rate for gross profit, and you have to inlet over here. So applicable rate of gross profit is 82%, whatever it is. Okay, 82%. This is the answer which is expected out of me. Now the question is, sir, we don't have any space whereby we can create working notes, whereby we can create accounts, where we can create ledger accounts, where we can do our workings. There's no such space which is given over here. Plus, moreover, you cannot insert a table in this particular column. It is not possible to insert a table in this particular column. This column is only appropriate for text, numerals, signs, symbols, everything, but not tables. So accounts, ledger accounts, you cannot inlet in this particular table. The message is very clear. The question is precise. What is the applicable rate of gross profit? And your answer should also be precise. You should write the answer in a rough sheet which is provided to you at the center, or you take it with yourself. That rough sheet should contain your workings which are not to be uploaded or not to be written over here. Over here you just have to write your final answer. And that is the expectation of the institute, at least what is apparently there from the first look of this particular mock test portal. At least I can gauge that institute is not expecting you to write working notes as were there in the model test papers, because working notes will contain tables, will contain certain formats. So those formats are not to be written over here, because there's no way you can write that format. There's no way you can inlet the tables over here. So the first look of this particular portal signifies that the expectation is that you should write the answer directly. What is the applicable rate of gross profit? You have to write applicable rate of gross profit, which is 82%, 28% or whatever it is. Next is 7 next. Now I move on to question number 3. Question number 3 of question number 1. Part 3 of question number 1. So question number 1 contains multiple parts, guys. Okay. This is question number 1, part 3. What is the amount of stock destroyed by fire on June 1, 2019? One word answer. One word answer. The stock destroyed by fire on June 2, 2019. The answer can be 1,20,000 rupees. 1,20,000 rupees. That is the answer, which is the amount of stock destroyed by fire. The same question, but the answer is, the question is different. The facts which are given are the same as in question number 2. Now let's move on to question number 4. Is it a question? Is it another question? Yes, question number 4 is also there. This is question number 4. It says, what is the amount of insurance claim subject to average clause? You have to write the amount of insurance claim over here. That's it. That is the expectation which is there from this particular question. Now let us move on to question number 3. Suppose I want to do question number 3. Guys, the best way is to first review all the questions, okay? Just read all the questions. Then whichever question you think you'll be able to attempt the best, you should choose that first. Click over here and start attempting the question, okay? Click over here and start attempting the question. So for example, what is share of profit and loss on realization? Input, just do your workings in a rough sheet and then input your answer over here. That is how you should carry it on. Sir, what if we have selected question number 1, question number 3, question number 4 and question number 6 that we have to do, and we have also completed all these questions, we have done all these questions, but when we come back to this particular section, we feel that we don't want to do question number 6. We have done question number 6 earlier, we have saved it also, so the answer was something like that, and we have saved the answer also. Okay, there was some theoretical portion, but that's okay. So sir, as soon as we had done this particular part, we thought that we don't want to do this part, and so we want to come back again on this particular question. Okay, I've saved all the parts of this particular question. Okay, now I feel that I don't want to do question number 6. I don't want to do question number 6 and I want to do question number 5. What should I do? I don't want to do question number 6. I want to do question number 5. I want to change my choice of question. Guys, you just have to untick this question. Soon as you untick this question, there's a warning which comes to you. Deselecting the checkbox will delete all options marked in this section. Are you sure you want to delete this section? Because if you untick this section subsequently, then you will, all your answers which you had written earlier will be deleted. You write a yes, answers will be deleted and 6 will be untick. Then you put a tick on 5th question and then you'll be able to attempt the 5th question. So yes, a lot of flexibility offered to you. Section wise flexibility is also there. Once I attempt one of the section, then I want to come to another section, then I can easily come on to another section. Alright, so this is part C. Part C contains 6 questions, out of which you have to attempt 4 questions. No, you cannot attempt 5th question, because as soon as you try to attempt 5th question, there's a warning which will state that if you want to revisit your choice of question, then you have to untick one of the questions, and by unticking one of the questions, your entire data will be deleted for that particular question. Are you ready for it? So reset option is there, but it is to be chosen very, very carefully. All right. So this was section C. Section C. We are done with section C. We submit our section C, and now we come back to section D. Section D will contain one question of 12 marks. This question has given you an so how many parts are there in this question? First of all, 4 parts are there in this question. Okay, question number 1 of section D. It contains 4 parts, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to answer 4 parts. Okay, these are the facts which are given to you. The question is, calculate the amount of cash paid to C bulleters during 2021. What is the amount of cash? So directly you have to input the amount of cash. Yes. Again, no provision for tabulating your answer, putting working notes, etc., etc. No provision for that, guys. No provision for that. Okay. So you just put your answer. What is the cash paid? The answer can be 7,80,000. This is the answer. I put save and next, and I quickly jump on to question number 2 of this particular question. Question number 2 is, determine the gross profit for year ended 31st March 2021. You have to determine the gross profit. Again, put in the answer of my gross profit figure. This is my gross profit figure. I do a save and next, and that is how I have now been able to cruise through section D as well. This was section D. Okay. So section D, third part is calculate the amount of cash collected from debtors. Again, you input your answer from the question, from the rough working which you have done on your piece of paper. Now, sir, I have done my part of section D. Now, sir, I want to go back to section A. Here you are back in section A. Now I can revisit my answers in section A if I want to. I will click on question number 5, which I had ignored earlier. I'll put my answer in section 5 and then I'll put a save and next. I'll click on question number 6. I'll put an answer over here and then I'll put save and next. This will keep on going this way, guys, and you will be able to move forward and forward and forward, and then this way you will be able to actually answer all the questions. I want to jump on to question number 18. I'll jump on to question number 18 and I'll save my answer like this. This is how I'll carry on. I keep on moving with my submission of each and every answer. So when I'm done with all the sections and all the questions and I will finally submit my question paper, then what will happen? What do I need to do? Guys, after 1 hour of starting the examination, only then will you get the option of final submission. Your final submission will happen after 1 hour of starting the examination. You can submit it anytime after 1 hour. But yes, if 3 hours are finished before that, which means 180 minutes are finished before that, then your question paper will be auto-submitted. And if during the course of the examination, if you feel that you want to review the instructions once, then there's a section view instruction. You can review the instructions over here again. And if you see this particular instruction that you will not be required to end or submit your examination when the time reaches 0, the examination will end by itself. Okay, so after 180 minutes, the examination will submit by itself and you need not then submit the answer. And your submission, I mean, when can you submit? The submit button will be activated after 1 hour of starting of examination only. So after 1 hour, you will be able to submit your answer yourself. And before that, you won't be able to submit your answer. But after 1 hour of your examination starting, your answers will be auto submitted. After 3 hours, after 180 minutes, they'll be auto submitted, and after 1 hour you will get an opportunity to submit your answers. So that is how this particular portal is designed. And one of the biggest positive points about this particular design is that, guys, we need not submit working papers, we need not submit working notes, we need not submit tables, need not make elaborate account ledgers, because there's no option given over here to make those elaborate account ledgers. So that is one very positive thing that at least I can gauge out of this particular mock test portal. And yes, the MCQs which are there, 40 marks MCQ, they will prove to be really beneficial for all of you, because those 40 marks will be a cakewalk. Just choosing one of the 4 options will be really easy. So focus on those MCQs and you will be definitely able to successfully attempt a good score in your paper. So yes, this was the mock test portal for you. So let's get geared up. Whichever subject you have completed, at least give 2-3 mock tests back to back of that particular subject today itself or tomorrow. Tomorrow is Bhai Dooj, today is Govardhan. So yes, you'll get some time off for your studies. So just attempt these mock test papers and just check your score and see where you stand today and what are the steps that you need to take to brush up your preparations and get geared up for December 21. And as I've already told you, this is not a single mock test paper. There are multiple mock test papers within each of the paper. So financial accounting will contain multiple mock test papers. So if you have attempted one mock test paper today, attempt one tomorrow, attempt one day after tomorrow. Each time you reopen the portal, you will get a new mock test new mock test paper. So that is the benefit of attempting mock test paper. If you get one mock test paper and you could not get good marks, try yourself again. Give yourself another chance. Try again. So multiple mock test papers can be attempted using this mock test portal. 4 subjects released now. I'm very sure within next 2-3 days, balance 4 subjects of intermediate and group 3, group 4 will also be released. This work is going really fast, at a fast pace. So yes, let's get geared up for December 2021 examination. With that positive note, all the very best and happy studying.